In this video, we're going to begin by bringing a few Apple loops into the Arrange window and look at some basic transport commands. Let's start with the drum beat. I'm going to click on Kits, and I've already clicked on the Match button, so I'm sorting by tempo. And let's scroll down and choose some kits. We can audition some. Don't like that one. Let's take that one in. Now, I can do two things. I can drag this right onto the audio track here, or I can drag it below the track and it'll create a new one. Let's put this on the audio track to start with. I'm going to click hold and drag it in, and you see the little dotted line shows what bar it's going to be placed on. I'm going to place it right at bar 1 for now. And the first time you bring in an audio file like this, it's going to ask if you want to bring in the tempo information of the file. In this case, it's already set to 120 beats per minute, so if I click yes, it won't really change anything. But I'm going to click no, because I want to work at the project tempo. So there's our first little loop. Now let's play it. To play it in the Arrange window, what I can do is hit the space bar, but right now you'll notice that there's a little halo around the loop browser. It means that this is the active area in the Arrange window. I can use the Tab key to toggle between the different active areas. So if I hit Tab once, the halo now appears over the Arrange area, and it'll cycle back and forth like that. And you can use Shift Tab to cycle backwards. Now there's only 2 panes here, so there's not much cycling to do, but that's the way it works. Or I can just click in the title bar here. So now that that's clicked, I can hit my space bar. And I have the 2-bar loop playing back at the tempo in my session. So the space bar toggles stop and start, and this long vertical line is the playhead position, and this indicates where playback or recording or many of the editing functions are going to take place from. So to return it back to the beginning, I can click, hold, and drag it around like that. Or I can click the stop button, and that'll return it to the beginning. So to play back, instead of using the space bar, I can use the dedicated stop and play commands, or the key commands associated with them. So 0 on your numeric keypad will stop, and double-clicking it will return to 0, and the enter button will start playback. So if I hit 0 once, it stops. The playhead stays there, and I can hit enter again and continue playback. And hit 0 to stop it, and then hit 0 again, and it returns to the beginning. Let's bring in another Apple loop now. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click here, and the halo moves back to this area, and I'm going to reset. And this time, let's search by search criteria here, and I'm going to type in acoustic bass. And I'll hit return, and have it search and return me a subset of basses. So let's listen to some of these. Okay, let's use that one. Now this is a green Apple loop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it below in the empty space here, and it's going to create a software instrument track with the instrument and plugins loaded in. And it'll place a MIDI file on this track and have the MIDI file play back to trigger the right sounds. So let me hit I to toggle the inspector. And now you'll see when I click on this track, we'll see the channel strip here. There's an instrument channel strip with the bass plugin loaded in and some compression and EQ. I'll hit I to close it again, and let's play it. All right, that works nicely, but I think I want to bring down the level of the drums. It's a little bit loud compared to the bass. Let me hit my mixer button, and there's a key command to toggle the mixer open and closed, and that's X. So let's use that instead of pressing on the mixer button. X, and here's my drum track over here. I'm going to bring this down a bit. And let's click to Arrange. So now we're going to see a subset of the tracks that exist in this entire project, and we're going to see just the ones that appear in the Arrange window. So there's my drums. I'm going to bring that down a bit, and I'll bring this down a little bit too. And I'm going to hit X to toggle this closed, hit 0 to return to the beginning, and let's listen to that. All right, that's working nicely. Let's look for another loop now. I'm going to hit Tab to make this the active area again, and I'm going to clear our search. And let's go to the column view, and let's search by instruments, and let's look for pianos. Let's see what they have here, or keyboards. And the subset of keyboards, We got clavinet. Let's see what we got there. 75 clavinets. Let's try the top one here. So I'm going to drag that in underneath and it'll create a new audio track with the clavinet groove on it. So let's hit tab to make this area active, and I'm going to hit 0 to bring it back to the beginning, and let's listen. All right, that's working nicely. I'm going to hit X to open the mixer and bring that down a little bit. And we'll see here that the clavinet groove is 4 bars long, and these are only 2 bars long. So the bass and drums stop playing. Now there's a number of things we can do. We can copy them, we can option drag them to copy them, or we can loop them. Now, when you move the cursor into the area of the arrange window in the middle of the track like that, it turns into a loop icon. So that'll allow me now to click, hold, and grab, and loop like that. So I'm going to loop that so it's 4 bars long. And same thing here. It turns into a loop icon depending where you position the cursor. Click, hold, and loop. So I'm going to hit 0, and this time I'll hit Enter, and let's hear what that sounds like. Very nice. One more technique I want to show you for starting and stopping playback. What you can do is double click right in the bar ruler where the playhead is, and it'll start from there. Or you can double click somewhere else, and the playhead will start playback from where you double click. So let's scroll back to the beginning. The playhead's at bar 15 now. And if I double click here, it'll start playback. I'll double click right at the beginning. And hit spacebar to stop. So that's it for this video. We've looked at a couple of different things. We've looked at how to drag Apple Loops into the arrange window and have it either placed on an already existing track or create additional tracks. And Green Apple Loops create instrument tracks with appropriate plugins called up, as we see there. And we learned about different transport commands. The spacebar will stop and start playback. The stop and start buttons are there. 0 will stop, and Enter will be used as the play button. And when you double click the stop button, it returns the playhead to the beginning. And we can also start and stop playback by double clicking in the transport bar. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned. See you for more next time.